Hello, Jill. We're at Caracal right now, Mayan ruins in Belize. Now I'm going to do a speed reading. You've never done a reading with me yet, and And so I just want you to know that this isn't what they're normally like. I just have to conserve battery and such. So I'm going to do a reading here for you on speed dial. So first of all, take a deep breath in through your nose and release on a silent. And as we know that there's one source, one life, the principle of unity means that all is one. And so the intelligence that has birthed the entire universe, the intelligence that built these ruins, the intelligence that designed the human body, and all of the orchestration of chemicals and neurotransmissions and electrical signals, and the ridiculousness that makes up this experience and these words right here, and the ability to communicate through these technological devices, and the grass growing right here, it's all one intelligence that is right here in Jill, right here in me. The power that is everywhere in the universe is present right here. And so we tap into that knowledge and that worth, and we allow ourselves to transcend our egoic perception, our concept of self, to find a higher transcendent concept. Anywhere we can shed light into Jill's life, anywhere where there's shadow, we allow this time to illuminate it so that she can move forward with confident deliberation, knowing that there's one life. The center of your reading is about the ego. It's about being willing to surrender what the world says is right, what the world says is wrong. There's television sets being stacked on top of each other to reach this eye in the sky, this false idol of God. And this man has decided to throw himself off of the tower. He's done playing by the world's game. He's done trying to fit into the mold that the world has created. He's finally going to release himself to live in his true essence. And a phoenix rises above in the upper corner of the card right there, out of the ashes. So the center of the reading is a very strong card. It's a major arcana card. The main influence is acting upon it is luxury. So somehow luxury, for better or for worse, your relationship with luxury is affecting this egoic sense in you. Perhaps you're feeling a draw to downsize. Perhaps you're feeling a draw to bring people into a deeper sense of luxury. Maybe it's some sense of wanting people to be able to pass peacefully, because that could also be seen as a luxury. In the card, there's like a steam bath and these gems rising up above it. The influence of the subconscious, there's this feeling of frustration, of feeling trapped behind a wall. It's that you're not able to express somehow. So how is that still on the plate? It's implied that this is subconscious. So it's something that the omens are attempting to tell you. They want you to become aware of what the real source is of your frustration. What is it that you're not expressing, Jill? Perhaps it's a request that you're not making, that if you made, your life could be so much better. Perhaps it's something of your partner. Perhaps it's something else. Yet, on some level, there's a frustration on a subconscious level. The influence of the past that's influenced the present is that of the lawgiver. The one who creates the rules, makes the playpen, makes the playground, and makes sure that everybody's safe by saying, this is the law of the land. This is a mental card. So who is it? How are you the lawgiver, or who is the lawgiver in your life? When you look to the past, how does that play a role? And how does that lawgiver then lay down a law that really is just man-made BS, right? Back to the core. And maybe impose the sense of luxury over the top of it, which has no foundation in reality. No, I'm not sure. Ask yourself the question, what direction do you feel yourself being pulled when you think about the concepts of the ego and what man has created, and then how luxury is crossing that? When you look into your past, look and ask, what is the influence of myself, or who are the people in my life who have been the lawgiver? On your conscious mind is goals. So what are the goals that you're setting right now? If you look to what you know you've been thinking about, right, then find in what you know you've been thinking about, what is the closest correlation to letting go of what other people say is supposed to be in order to expand into your own sense of what liberty and luxury is. The influence of the future on the present is deceit. So be aware that here's where this expression on the subconscious, it ties to this card then. Is it possible that you're deceiving yourself? On what level are you deceiving yourself? And what's it going to take for you, Jill, to just snap back into your pure essence, knowing yourself, knowing your truth, living in confidence? What is it going to take for you to let go of the ego and the story that you're telling yourself so you can just experience what's true and real for you right now in this moment? Because at the core of your reading, we have this ego, this story about what is and what ought to be, and then acting upon it is luxury, for better or for worse. Maybe you're feeling a call to a deeper sense of luxury, and the story is preventing you from it, preventing you from having time, preventing you from having time with your family, preventing you from going on vacations. What is it? How is the story getting in the way? Why are you frustrated? Find the source of the frustration that's buried in your subconscious. You know how to process, and if you don't remember how to process, then seek out somebody else from the game who can support you with that. You see yourself as the keeper of the ancient faith. Tradition. This card represents tradition. So what is the traditions that you keep, that you see yourself as being a part of, that are very important to you? Other people see you as realized. So now this is a very important card, Jill. This is implying that in the position of the card is implying, listen, stop telling yourself the story that you tell about how you think other people see you. When you walk into situations, it will serve you to imagine that the other people see you as a realized human being. As you can see, the card, there's burning layers burning off, and in each deeper layer, there's more detail and greater depth, greater detail. So it's as if you've burned off outer layers to get to a higher, deeper, realized level where you can see and understand more detail. Recognize that other people see that and know that about you. Your hidden desire, as well as your advice card, is the Three of Cups, which is friendships. So to me, this is crystal clear. Tap into your relationships and your friendships and give yourself permission. In fact, acknowledge your responsibility to your community of friends, to be with them in a social way, and to interact with them, and to lend support to them and get the support that they have for you. And finally, your end outcome is the Two of Discs, which is an evolution card. The card here is a transcending of your body and transcending of the current state of affairs. It could represent as transcending your financial state, your material state on every level, being your physical body as well as your car, your house, your wealth, everything. The end outcome is implying that you're going through a cycle and arriving at a great transformation right now. So stay in the process, Jill. I know that it perturbs your system, and the perturbation is something that you continue to struggle with. However, I've witnessed you surrender to it time and time again, so I know that you can. And as you do, it opens you up to phase lock at a much higher level. Tap into the faith, the ancient faith, the tradition that has continued to guide you, that you associate yourself so deeply with, and allow it to serve you. Just make sure that it's tapping you and pointing you towards universal law and not towards man-made law. Remember that other people see you and experience you as a realized human being, so use that to your advantage. And when you walk into situations to interact with people, just anticipate that that's how they're going to perceive you. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. They trust that you have a deep wisdom. Take advantage of your friendships. So I say, with gratitude, I'm so grateful for the goals, the conscious goals that Jill is stepping into right now in her life. And I know that the intelligence and the depth and the spirit inside of us guides us to the realization of those, because it truly is already done. I release the story that is no longer serving me, just as Jill releases a story that no longer serves her. And when we release those chains that bind us, it's just as if a young person is releasing themselves to water for the first time, and they're lifted by the buoyancy of the water to the highest position. It is through surrender and relaxing that we're raised to the highest level. So when we surrender the chains of the story, we rise to a higher vantage point to understand and to see. And I'm so grateful for this law. And so I just allow myself to rise to the higher state, to evolve right here and right now, knowing that I and Jill are the same. So I know this for Jill. I know that she's surrendering her story. I know that she's rising to a higher place. I know that this is the perfect timing for this reading. And I'm so grateful to be able to use the law and use the power of this word right here to call into being that which I want to create. And that is peace and abundance and understanding through relationships. And so I surrender to that luxury right here and right now with gratitude, as I say, and so it is. I love you, Jill. right. Peace, love, and understanding.